It's officially spooky season, and we are back with another episode of LTV News. Hello, I'm Erin Holly.
And I'm Casey Medico. Late night LaSalle, new concert tours in Philly, and a strange new soda product. Stay tuned to hear all the details. You're watching LTV News, where the action never stops.
Hello and welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Avenue, Philadelphia, and the world.
There's a lot to catch up on in the next half hour, as Tory had the opportunity to interview the student CEO of Saxby's at LaSalle.
LaSalle students, are you looking for something fun and free to do on Saturday nights? Look no further than Late Night LaSalle. Late Night LaSalle is brought to you by the university's Campus Activities Center and hosts free on-campus events for students every weekend. So far this year, some of the events Late Night LaSalle has held are Bubble Tea Night, Donut Holes and Mini Golf, Walking Tacos Night, Tie-Dye Your Own Shirt Night, Sushi Night, and more. These events and activities are a great way for students to enjoy themselves on the weekends and get out and meet other LaSalle students. Each week, Late Night LaSalle posts the upcoming Saturday's event theme on their Instagram page. Follow Late Night LSU on Instagram to stay up to date.
Midterm elections are coming up, and here at LaSalle, we take great pride in voter advocacy and civic engagement. LaSalle has partnered with All In to Vote and All In Campus Democracy Challenge to make finding voting resources and registration information easier for students. Depending on which state you reside in, check in on the dashboard created to figure out when the deadlines are for you to register to vote.
November 11th, 2022 marks the official start to LaSalle's annual Homecoming and Family Weekend. The university is excited to offer a variety of activities and events. On Friday the 11th, visit the Dan Rodden Theater to see the Masks presentation of Drop Dead. The show will be beginning at 8 p.m. and tickets will be available at the box office the night of the performance. Students' tickets are free. A block party is to take place Saturday the 12th at 20th and Olney. Students and family, faculty, alumni, and staff are welcome to join in on the entertainment and pay-as-you-go food and drink. The party kicks off at 11 a.m. and runs right up to the men's basketball game tip-off at 3 p.m. Join fellow explorers and alumni for Deke's post-game happy hour and barbecue immediately following the game.
Homecoming weekend is always a great way to reconnect and network with alumni. Another amazing chance that LaSalle gave students to network with alumni was at the Experiential Opportunities Fair on October 6th. Tory had the chance to learn more about this event.
I'm a career counselor with the Career Center here at LaSalle University. Today we have one of our fall events, which is called the Experiential Opportunities Fair. It's basically a job fair, but also a fair for different experiential opportunities for students to try and gain more experience on their resume and learn and build new skills. We also do a job fair in the spring as well, which is like a little bit bigger than this one. But for the most part, we have our employer partners and we have some people from the university looking for internships or students to come in and do some field experience work to gain more skills and practice networking and building on all those types of things.
The Salle University Career Center implemented this event to promote outside internship opportunities and showcase internal partners who offer fantastic on-campus and nearby experiential learning experiences. This gave students a chance to speak with employers and faculty about internships, volunteer work, research opportunities, trips abroad, and other on-campus experiential learning possibilities.
So some of the ways you can benefit by coming to the Career Center, starting with your resume building or cover letter building, all those documents you eventually need to apply to jobs in the future or internships. We also help with interview prep, mock interviewing. We help build on those skills so that you're ready to go when you're talking to future employers. We also help you connect with different alumni so you can shadow them them and see what they do behind the scenes in the professional world. We also help you if, maybe you're not exactly sure what you want to do in your future or what you want to major in, so you can come and schedule an appointment with us and talk about all those things, the concerns you have about what you want to do in the future. And then we try and help you, figure out what's the right job for you and how to get towards that career path by gaining experience and looking for opportunities and all that stuff.
Theodore Harris, a local artist and poet, hosted a lecture in the Holroyd Atrium this Tuesday regarding his work and process. He additionally displayed 2 inspiring pieces of mixed media in the LaSalle Art Museum, prompting student discussion. Harris, growing up in Philadelphia, focused on local, inequality-centered issues in his college's work. His art has been exhibited nationally and internationally, as well as in private and public collections. Harris uses his skills and insight as an artist to bend our everyday perception and rationale. See his works for yourself while they are still on display at the LaSalle Art Museum.
Speaking of great opportunities that LaSalle has to offer, stay tuned for Tory's interview with the student CEO of frequently visited coffee spot Saxby's on campus.
Hey guys, I'm Tory Walker, and today I'll be interviewing Adriana Palayo, who is a student CEO at Saxby's, located in the business building here on campus. Hey Adriana, thank you for being on the show today, and also thank you for the drinks as well.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
For sure, appreciate it. So basically, talk about how long you've been working at Saxby's, and how did that transition into you being a student CEO as now?
So actually, I found the position through one of our campus activities and centers for the students to go to and meet recruiters.
Job fair, right?
Yes, the job fair, yeah. And from there, I talked to some of the people from the company and the student CEO at the time, and it really piqued my interest. So I was thinking about applying, and I applied, and it was a very long interview process and finding their fit. And ultimately, I was hired in March, and I started in April with the company, and I was taken under the wing of the current student CEO and worked with her to make sure I was prepared to take over in the summer. And then in the summer, they take all the CEOs and put us together in the city and train us all.
Yeah, so you started March of last year, right? Last semester?
Yes, last semester.
So when I think of student CEO, I'm not gonna lie, I think of how busy of a task it is. So talk about how do you juggle being a student here at LaSalle all while handling the position of being student CEO at Saxby's?
Of course. So for the most part, I'm off the semester. So like any other co-op, I take a hiatus from normal classes and a normal student schedule. But I'm taking one class at night, so it's a little bit more manageable that I can spend my days serving coffee.
For sure.
Definitely getting ready for the position last semester was a lot to juggle, learning the ropes as well as finishing up my classes.
Got you. So being a student CEO, what would you say is the day-to-day routine? So how busy of a task it is, or what do you do when you first come into work?
So in the morning, I come at 7:30. We open at 8 every morning.
Every morning, okay.
Yeah, with me and 1 or 2 other people, and we'll unpack the whole cafe, see what we had from leftover from the day before, and start prepping to make sure we have everything available for everyone. And we do that every single day, and then clean up at the end of the day to get ready for the next day.
Really? So what would you say is because I know the business building is it's very high traffic. A lot of people come in there to go to classes or faculty if they want coffee as well. So what would you say is the toughest part of the job? Do you say where do you have days where it's very busy and maybe you handle agitated customers? What would you say is the toughest part of your job?
I would say the toughest part was probably getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a big adjustment, but I didn't realize how much of an adjustment it was really going to be.
Okay.
It took a bit to find my footing, but then I started to get more confident with the role and finding what days are more popular than others, and really making sure I'm adequately prepared for those days so I don't get overwhelmed.
For sure, definitely. So what's the dynamic like working there? How fun, do you love working there? How fun of a job it is for you and for your coworkers as well?
It's so fun. It's so rewarding being able to lead a team of my peers. From what I've heard, they love it. We all love working there. We text often. We have little team meetings.
For sure.
So it's great.
It sounds fun as well, for sure. So I know a lot of students, I always walk past Saxby's. I know a lot of students frequent there every single day. So what would you say is like the most frequent order you get? The most popular order from faculty and students?
I would say either iced vanilla latte or a salted caramel cold brew.
Really? For sure. Have you tried any of them by any chance?
Of course.
Really? And which one's better?
It depends on if you want espresso or our cold brew.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I always thought it was the salted caramel cold brew was the
Really?
most popular.
I gotta try that for sure. So I see you have your coffee here.
I do.
So what would you say is your favorite drink at Saxby? Is it this right here?
Recently, I've been liking the chai. So it's nearing fall season.
Definitely.
So chai's
Halloween and all
right,
that,
so
for sure.
So chai is becoming more popular, and
Really?
we actually have a chai cold brew. So it's chai and cold brew mixed with milk. Very
Okay,
good.
for sure. So how do you manage, because I feel like being a student CEO, you have to manage a lot of things, especially your coworkers as well. So how do you teach them to be under your ropes, just in case, like, what are you, a junior or senior?
A junior.
Junior. So when you leave, how do you manage that role into like for having someone else come into play?
Sure. So we actually have a really detailed, organized training system. So when we hire new team members, they're given courses just like it would be Canvas.
Exactly, right?
So you're given courses to go in depth on the different expectations of the job.
For sure. Okay, well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And stop by anytime, for sure. So I'll bring it back to the guests, back to the desk with Aaron and Casey.
It's time for our first break, but coming up, a popular artist is making their way to Philly next year. Stay tuned to learn more.
MS does suck.
MS mucks with your central nervous system. Almost everything about your body, your muscles, your organs, your ability to speak, your ability to understand, your ability to move.
MS took everything from me, everything I thought was important, everything I valued.
I used to jump in a trampoline and swim with the kids.
MS has affected me being a mom because I'm sorry.
Despite MS, I will keep riding my bike.
I will continue to be the strongest mom that I possibly can.
I will still dance with my husband.
I will continue to live the life that my daughter expects me to live.
Multiple sclerosis may be a part of who you are, but it doesn't define you.
I will never stop. I will never quit.
I'm going to keep being me.
When you miss an episode of Q&A, you get hungry. When you get hungry, you don't know what to eat. When you don't know what to eat, you get irritable. When you get irritable, you miss questions on your exam. Don't miss questions on your exam. Watch Q&A on LaSalle TV.
Worker picketing is stretching into its third week at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. According to employees, negotiation for higher pay and better benefits has existed since 2020. Museum workers all around the country have taken to unionizing in response to unfair treatment and conditions. Never before seen on such a scale, Philadelphia museum workers have called on the fact that their positions require expensive degrees and should in turn warrant higher employee compensation. President of the union, Adam Rizzo, stated, quote, "We don't make enough to even pay off student loans," end quote. Based on findings from an industry-wide survey, Philadelphia Museum of Art workers make about 30% less compared to similar institutions.
A boil water advisory has been issued in Montgomery County affecting approximately 11,000 people. The Pennsylvania American Water says that a main break in Norristown led to a, quote, loss of positive water pressure, end quote. Because of this main break, it could allow, quote, a signal of the existence of conditions that could allow contamination to enter the distribution system through backflow by back pressure or back siphonage, end quote. The Pennsylvania American Water suggests that everyone in the area takes proper precautions to make sure their water is safe.
What's better than world-famous artists bringing their tours to Philly? Literally nothing. In summer 2023, Ed Sheeran will be visiting the home of the Philadelphia Eagles, The Link. The Mathematics Tour was announced on Monday, October 3rd, and Sheeran will be playing music from all his albums, but mostly highlighting songs from his Equals album that came out in 2020 and topped the Billboard 200 charts. Sheeran will be joined by R&B pop singer Khalid on his stadium tour. The tour will start on May 6 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and the crew will be in Philly on Saturday, June 3rd at Lincoln Financial Field. Tickets are on sale now, so get them before it's too late.
On October 1st, Penn State implemented a new plan to start selling alcohol during football games to spectators. With beer being available to purchase by fans, it will be the 9th Big Ten school to do so, with Nebraska, Michigan, Michigan State, Northwestern, and Wisconsin not selling alcohol to fans. All customers who are 21 years of age or older and want to buy beer must present government-issued identification in order to get a wristband. All IDs will be scanned to verify their validity. For years, Penn State has been looking for new methods to increase athletics income. Penn State athletics reported a $23.9 budget deficit for the 2020-2021 fiscal year, which included the pandemic-related sports seasons performed in front of no spectators.
On October 3rd, the Philadelphia Eagles and their head coach Nick Sirianni showed support for the Roxborough community as they grieve the loss of a 14-year-old Nicholas El Izalde, who was killed in a shooting that occurred after a football scrimmage. Head coach Sirianni wore a Roxborough High football shirt and shared memories of playing football growing up. Linebacker TJ Edwards also wore a Roxborough jersey before pregame warm-ups. Some Eagles players spoke out against the violence impacting the city of Philadelphia and its youth with media outlets throughout the week, and others spoke out against the violence on social media, including A.J. Brown and Lane Johnson. Roxborough High School students said they felt the love watching the head coach and other players from Roxborough jersey while answering questions from reporters.
An Ocean City, New Jersey native became the new Jeopardy champion. He first won September 30th to begin his winning streak on Jeopardy! Operations Manager for Customer Success, Chris Pinulo, defeated four-day champion David Sibley to take home over $29,000 in prize money. The question that got him to take home the prize money, he guessed wrong, but he managed to win by just losing $221 of the prize money. Pinulo was previously seen on ABC game shows. Pinulo made an appearance on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in 2018. On the show, he missed a $7,000 question and departed with only $5,000. So Chris just had to redeem himself by going on Jeopardy, and he did just that. So we've got a lot of new news about Philly and surrounding areas. You talked about earlier in the show, Ed Sheeran is coming to Philly next year.
He's coming.
Are you a fan of Ed Sheeran?
I bopped to a few of his tracks. Yeah, they're pretty good. I like some of his older stuff a lot more than his newer stuff, but yeah. I like him.
Thinking out loud, you can't go wrong with that one, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And in other Philadelphia news, you said you know a little bit about the art museum strikes.
Yeah, so I'm a art history minor here at LaSalle, so that's kind of been the discussion in our topics in class, and you know, they really need to, you know, this picketing that they're doing has caused a nationwide, not only here but like also in other countries internationally. So, you know, I'm really hoping that they can work things out and get the kind of pay that they're looking for, and I think they deserve it.
Yeah, I agree. And also, in other news, Ocean City, New Jersey man on Jeopardy. I think that's crazy that somebody from basically our area, not too far away, like that's where I go down the shore.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy that he's the new champion on Jeopardy.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm hoping that he can keep going, you know, repping Ocean City and get that money.
Yeah, we're rooting for you, Chris.
Mm-hmm. We have one more break, but stay tuned for a lot of news about one of the world's favorite soda companies.
I just missed the shuttle.
You never hit record!
I never hit record. I just got an F on my exam.
Is that you? Do you sit around bored all day? Do you want to watch television shows where you can look at the people and be like, I can be that. That's me. Well, you should check out LaSalle TV. That rhymes. We got entertainment news at Backstage Pass. We got regular news at LTV News. We got sports news at Sports Talk and Sports Line. And for those of you who really want some fun stuff, Q&A. Because down at LaSalle TV, we got a full buffet.
Thanks, LaSalle TV.
Thanks, LaSalle TV.
Thanks, LaSalle TV. I still miss my shuttle.
People join Walk MS to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. MS attacks the brain and spinal cord. It's the most common neurological disease leading to disability in young adults. Walk MS brings communities together, creating teams with friends, loved ones, and coworkers to rally around those we care about and end MS forever. Join us. Together we are stronger. Walk MS fundraising accelerates research breakthroughs and life-changing breakthroughs. It will take all of our passion, determination, and fundraising to end MS forever. Together, we can change the world for people with MS. Join us. Register today, start a team, and raise funds at walkms.org.
The NFL is changing sponsors for its famous Super Bowl halftime show. Pepsi has been the sponsor of the halftime show for the past 10 years, but this year, the sponsor will be Apple Music. The NFL stated that they, quote, couldn't think of a more appropriate sponsor, end quote. For their first sponsorship for the show, pop singer Rihanna will headline the halftime show. More requests will be announced over the next few months.
A cheese manufacturer in Michigan issued a voluntary recall of its Brie and Camembert cheeses because of a possible outbreak of listeria, according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The FDA also said cheeses that were affected were sold at about a dozen retailers in the U.S. and Mexico. The recalled products contain a Best By date through December 14, 2022, and were distributed between August 1st and September 28th of 2022. Some of the retailers who likely sold the recalled cheeses include Giant Foods, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and Save Mart. The FDA press release also said that some of the recalled products may have been repackaged into smaller containers by retailers and sold with different labeling or product information. The possible contamination comes from a bacteria called listeria that can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in young children, senior citizens, and those with weakened immune systems, according to the FDA.
A new TikTok trend called slugging has people coating their faces with grease. TikTok users are turning to the social media app for tips with DIY skincare. People have been testing out this new phenomenon called slugging that involves layering a sealing agent like Vaseline or other ointments on the skin in hopes of moisturizing and strengthening the skin barrier. A lead author on a study conducted in the Department of Dermatology at Beth Israel Deaconess named Kyla Pagani said that dermatologists do recommend this method of battling dryness irritation, or inflammation with Vaseline or similar products when addressing issues like eczema on the hands. However, Pagani warns that using such products boosts the odds of getting acne. Pagani also advises to be wary of any TikTok posts that does not warn you of the cons of using products like Vaseline on your face.
A Spanish judge approved a trial of Colombian pop singer Shakira, who now faces charges of tax fraud. Prosecutors are seeking an 8-year prison sentence and a hefty fine if the court finds her guilty of tax evasion. Prosecutors accused Shakira in 2018 of failing to pay 14.5 million euros in taxes on income earned between 2012 and 2014. Shakira has rejected deals with authorities that would settle out of court, as she has denied any wrongdoing. Her PR firm has said she has paid all that she owed, an additional 3 million euros in interest. The Spanish court said Shakira will face 6 counts of tax fraud. The case rides on where Shakira lived during 2012 to 2014, as prosecutors allege Shakira spent more than half of that period in Spain and should have paid taxes even though her official residence was in the Bahamas.
You may be tired of hearing us talk about strange food and drinks on this show, but this one was too crazy not to talk about. One of the biggest soda brands in the world, Pepsi, recently released a limited edition collection of 3 new s'mores-flavored sodas. The 3 newest Pepsi flavors include toasted marshmallow, graham cracker, and chocolate. The flavors are meant to be mixed together. Unfortunately, only about 2,000 people will be able to try these new flavors. They are not being sold in retail stores, and the only way to get your hands on a pack is to enter a social media contest. You must share a photo of how you s'more on the Instagram and use the hashtag Pepsi S'mores and hashtag sweepstakes for a chance to win, chosen by the company. Pepsi has released multiple recipes of suggested ways to mix these 3 soda flavors, such as the classic, marshmallow lovers, and the chocolate connoisseur. S'mores are a wonderful treat during this time of year, but who would have thought you could make a drink from them in the form of soda? Follow @Pepsi on Instagram to keep up with the contest updates. Okay, so we love talking about new foods on this show. We had the purple tomatoes last time. We had the pumpkin Oreos. Now, s'mores Pepsi. How do you feel about this?
I am a little, I'm a little iffy on it. I feel like a chocolate, like graham cracker flavor and chocolate marshmallow, like I don't know if that'd work well. I know you're very passionate about it. How do you feel about this?
I'm not a fan of soda at all, so in my opinion, it seems kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie. I would be willing to try it. Like, I would like to do a little taste testing. I wish we could do a taste testing on the show, but unfortunately, we can't get our hands on a pack unless we enter the contest. But next time there's a new food, we'll do a taste testing.
Absolutely.
Well, that just about does it for this episode of LTV News. But be sure to find us on the web, as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on our Facebook page. We love to hear your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
If you missed the scoop and want to see it, you can find episodes on our YouTube on our LaSalle TV Philly page.
Until next episode, for Tory, Maria, Maddie, and the entire crew, I'm Erin Holly. Thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.